Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Today I'd like to talk about the E natural or E minor scale and its arpeggio. But before I do, please remember to subscribe and to hit that like button so that I can be encouraged to create more videos like this one. I highly recommend practicing your E natural scale along with your G major 2-octave scale. They have the same exact notes. In fact, they're so alike that they use the same symbol in notation. So the only difference is that the E natural scale starts on an E and ends on an E, of course, but all the notes in between are exactly the same as the G major scale. So as a prerequisite, I do highly recommend that you learn the G major 2-octave scale along with the A major and D major 1-octave scale. If you learn those scales first, the E natural scale will not be difficult at all. So if you haven't learned those yet, you can refer to my videos that go over those scales in detail. I will leave the links in the description box below or somewhere around here or here. Look over those videos, learn those scales, practice those scales, and then come back to this video to learn the E natural scale. And I guarantee the E natural scale will not be difficult at all. So why is it important to practice the E natural scale, you may ask? In my humble opinion, it is a way to improve your intonation by leaps and bounds. You'll be able to identify and get used to and memorize the E natural note, and it'll be easier to identify that note when you're playing your repertoire. So I highly recommend you include this E natural scale and arpeggio into your everyday practice routine so that you can evolve a little more in your violin playing. Now let's go over the E natural 1-octave scale in detail. So the first finger will go on the D string to hit your first E note, your initial E note. The advantage of E is that you have an open string E. It's a high E, but you can compare it to your low E, and it has to be in the same pitch, but the only difference is it's an octave higher. So it sounds about right. Second finger will do a whole step down, meaning it's going to be about a fingertip length away from your first finger. So second finger will come down a whole step to on the D string to hit F sharp. Third finger will do a half step, meaning right next to your second finger to hit G. And another advantage about the G note is that you have an open G right here. It's lower, it's an octave lower. So you can always check on your intonation by comparing the G note to the open string. So sounds pretty accurate. And then fourth finger will go down on the D string as well to hit A. And of course, the fourth finger will come down a whole step down, meaning a fingertip length away from your third finger again. So that will hit A. A has an open string, so compare. So it's the same exact note. All right. Now, moving on, shift your first finger to the A string to hit B. Here's where the finger pattern changes. Instead of a whole step, you do a half step. So the second finger will be right next to the first finger to hit a C natural. Third finger on A will do a whole step down to hit D. And again, just compare. There's an open D. It's the same. And then end this scale with a high E. With your fourth finger will come down a whole step from the third finger on the A string to hit your final E note on this scale right there. And compare it to the open E. About the same. And that concludes your E major scale. So it's pretty easy. Now, if you noticed, I was using all four fingers. I figured by this time you had learned the A major, the D major, and the G major scale. By now, you should be exercising that fourth finger and developing strength on that fourth finger. So try to use your fourth finger as much as possible. And if you're not at that stage yet, just go ahead and use the open strings. I'm going to provide you with a very close detailed demonstration of the E natural, the 1 octave E natural scale. And the first demonstration will use long bow strokes per note. And we will be using a piano reference track for intonation. And then the second demonstration, right after that one, I will elevate the practice to do bow slurs. And this demonstration will show 2 notes per 1 bow stroke. And that demonstration, I will not have any reference. I will just use my ear for intonation. And on both demonstrations, again, I will be using all 4 fingers. If you're not ready to use all 4 fingers yet, just replace your fourth finger with the open strings. So here it goes.
One, 2, 3, 4, and...
Now let's go over the E natural arpeggio. First finger will hit E. Third finger will hit G. First finger will hit B on the A string. And then fourth finger will end the arpeggio on a high E. And then you go backwards from there. Again, you can choose to use your fourth finger on that high E note, or you can end it on an open E note. It really is up to you. So here's a demonstration of the E natural arpeggio. So there you have it. That was the E natural 1 octave scale and its arpeggio. I hope this helps you out in your violin journey so that you can evolve in your violin playing. I just have one more grade 1 violin scale to go over with you, and that will be released in a couple of weeks. It is the C major 1 octave scale. And with that, I will conclude all my beginner scales. Please make sure you subscribe so that you can easily check back for that video. Did I leave out any details? Please let me know by leaving a comment below. If you're interested in the reference track that I used for the E natural 1 octave scale, you can easily download it just for $1 at my Patreon page, which I will leave in the description box below. And that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.